Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how I am going to grow out my hair. I'm really excited to do this because I used to have it super long, like almost onto my butt, but it was in like a V cut, so like the sides weren't as long as the back, so only like the bottom portion of it touched my butt. But then I cut like 7 inches off, and then I have been getting like minor haircuts in between that, and that was like almost 2 years ago that I cut those 7 inches off. So I have been trying to grow it out, and then I was like, oh, I just have to get more cut off, and you know, that vicious cycle of getting it cut, growing it out, getting it cut. So this time, I'm pretty sure I got almost pretty much all the dead ends off, so it's, to me, I guess, it's really short. And I got a lot of pretty layers in there. You can kind of see where they all sit. And there's this one, and then there's some pretty short ones in there too, and then of course there's these bangs that weren't supposed to be there, but when I bleached them, they melted off. This is why you need to be careful with bleach. It's abrasive. It'll get you. It will get you. I have cut it at least, like, I didn't really take too much off the actual length of my hair, but I put in a bunch of layers, so I cut like 4 inches off in between like the shortest layer and the longest layer, and I almost had a heart attack because like now when I put it up in a bun, it's totally different than when I used to put it up in a bun. Even though it's like the same like length, it's still like there's so much hair missing, and I'm like, where am I gonna go? So if you can see where it sits, it's all the way, it's like my bra line, about my bra strap line. So what I do, I usually, of course, I wash my hair maybe every other day. Sometimes I skip an extra day if I have good enough product in there or anything like that. But for me, growing out my hair, I like to go and at least get trims. Because the thing is, when people are growing out their hair, they're like, oh, I'm not going to get it cut for this long. And then it's like, well, you're going to get all these split ends, and those actually start to like peel like this, and then they break off. And then that makes your hair shorter, and then you've done nothing. You know, you're like, why isn't my hair growing? I haven't cut it in this long. Well, because you're damaging your hair so much with whatever you're doing, causing split ends, and your split ends are breaking off. So that's like super duper important that at least go in every like 2 months and just get a ½ inch, because your hair grows approximately a ½ inch a month. So if you go in and get a ½ inch trim, then you still have a ½ inch that you grew, but you're not going to be losing the whole inch later on when it breaks off in jaggedy pieces because you didn't get it cut with your split ends. So number one thing to do when you're growing out your hair, if you're going to be flat ironing it or using hot tools on it, make sure you use a heat protectant, any type of heat protectant. Like I have this one right here, Biolage. This one is awesome because it's a leave-in conditioner and a heat protectant. Like it's kind of like 2 in 1, and who doesn't want 2 in 1? Let's be serious. So that's what I personally like to use, something that has a little bit of moisture in it, something that just kind of protects your hair from the heat, obviously. So that's going to be like number one most important thing that you need to know when you're growing out your hair. Second most important thing, using good shampoo and conditioner. I'm not talking about Suave, and I'm not talking about Pantene Professionals. Don't even get me started on that. Just, I don't want to talk about it. Anything professional. If you're wondering whether or not it's professional, think about where you're getting it from. If you're getting it from a grocery store, it's not professional. Even if it says Redken or whatever, Paul Mitchell on it. They are not legally allowed to sell. They don't have a license to sell that stuff. You don't know what's in there, actually. They could have just remade the packaging, slapped a name on it, and then put whatever the heck they felt like inside of it. So you don't actually know what's in there. But yeah, they'll do that because they don't have a license to sell. If you go to Ulta is a great place if you don't have like a beauty shop by you, or like a barber shop or a hair salon or anything like that by you. You can always go to Ulta. If you have an Ulta near you, they have a license to sell professional product, and they also, some of them even have salons inside, and they're professionals. We can't cut hair without a license. So of course, not everybody listens as well as other stylists, I would like to say. But, you can find that one stylist, even if you're not going to like the $35 a haircut pricey private salon. You can find really good haircutting places that aren't as expensive as that. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that. Another thing that is really good for your hair, what I do when I shampoo, I only like shampoo the hair that's next to my scalp, because that's the part that really gets greasy for me. I'm a super oily person, like I'm just oily in general, whatever. So my scalp gets super duper oily, so I like to just shampoo that, because if I'm shampooing my ends are already dry. I have like kind of dry hair to begin with, so I don't like to shampoo my hair on the ends because that just dries them out. So I'll just kind of, shampoo right in here, and then I will let the soap, like if I have extra product in there, I'll just kind of let the soap just kind of run over the ends of my hair, because then I feel like I'm still kind of rinsing it a little bit, and the soap will pick up some of the products that you've used, but you're not going to be like scrubbing your hair, the ends of it at least, with shampoo. Another thing that I like to do, when I condition my hair, I start at the bottom. I put the bulk of it in this low ponytail section. All of this is where I put most of my conditioner, because that's where I mostly need it. My skin is super oily, like I said, so I'm always really hydrated up here. But on my ends is where everything starts to frizz out and get irritating. So I start at the ends with my product, and then I work it up into my scalp. And then after that, I rinse it with cold water. Well, not like freezing cold, obviously, but like cooler water, because I like to take burning hot showers. Like I come out of my shower looking like a freaking tomato. Like, yeah, it's crazy. So I always just at least try to rinse my hair with cool water, because that'll help to seal the conditioner on top of your hair, and also it helps to seal your cuticle of your hair, which is like, it's like your hair's like little scales. So like if your hair is really dry, if you just take one strand of it, if you go up and you can like feel the roughness, that means your cuticle's open, and you should probably try to use more heat protectant, or try to seal those ends with cool water and nice conditioner. Is there anything else that I have to tell you guys? I don't know. Is there anything else that I have to tell you? Oh, yeah. Doing a deep conditioner at your local salon, professional salon. The difference between getting a deep conditioner at your house and doing one in a salon is that the ones at your house, of course, they're great. Definitely buy a hair mask or a deep conditioner for your personal use at home, but you're only going to walk around with that on your head, and your cuticle is going to be closed because your hair is not going to be hot. It's just going to sit on top of it. So what I recommend is, if you go to your local salon, or even, someone that does hair, or if you go to someone that that actually has one of the hair dryers, the heated ones, then you can actually do that. If you sit under that, the heat actually opens up your hair's cuticle and lets the deep conditioner sink in. So that's way better and way more moisturizing than just your regular Joe Schmo ones at home. So every salon has a different one that they use, but I mean, anything professional, I believe, is a great thing. What a good one that you can do at home, if you want to just mix up your own fancy concoction, you can use avocados, honey, olive oil, and bananas, but you want to put it in like a blender and make sure, probably put some water or even milk is good for your hair. You can put the milk in it. If you're allergic to milk, I wouldn't do that. I would definitely do the water. Any of those ingredients are like interchangeable. If you're allergic to any of them, you don't have to put them all in. But if you do that, then you blend it. You want to blend it super duper well, because the bananas have they're like stringy when they're broken up, and those are really hard to get out of your hair. I will not lie. Like when my sister used to do them, it was so funny because we would like mash them up with a fork. Like, no, people, don't mash it up with a fork. That's not gonna work, I promise you. So definitely put it in a blender, kind of make it a little bit like yogurt consistency, I would say, because then it'll stay in your hair, but it won't be so hard to get out at the end. Then just go in the shower, rinse it out. It's super duper easy. You can leave it on for however long you feel like it. If you need to clean the house, walk your dog, you can walk your dog outside with hair crap in your head. I don't know. That's your thing? Cool. But if you like that kind of stuff, then yeah, definitely just keep it in as long as you feel like, and then rinse it out later. It's perfect. That I would do whenever you feel like your hair is extra dry. You don't have to do it on a certain consistent basis, because it's not like a product that has a use it Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, like whatever. So then if you just use those, totally fine. The ones at like your local salon, they'll pick the one that's best for you. If you tell them how you're feeling about your hair, they'll look at your hair. We're like kind of like hair doctors. Like, we'll prescribe something for you. So definitely trust their opinion. Tell them little details. Like, we want to hear that stuff. We're not just there to do hair. Most of us are super passionate about what we do, and we love to hear the little things that you do at home. We want to know what you're doing, so maybe if you're not doing something that you should be doing, or you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, we want to know that stuff. So please, tell us. We're most of us are pretty cool people. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna start growing out my hair. Maybe, I don't know, how often do you guys want to see a video of me showing you how much I've grown out my hair? So I just did my highlights probably 3 weeks ago. So we can because I'm not gonna be I'm gonna definitely color over this, but I mean, you can kind of see that's 3 weeks of hair growth. So that's pretty normal. So right now, it's at the back of my raw line, so we'll see how that goes. Let me know how often you want to see a hair vlog. Let me, I want to let you know what I'm doing, if they've changed anything, if there's anything you guys recommend for me to do. I love hearing your recommendations, so please comment down below. Subscribe to this channel, please, my channel. Sometimes my brain doesn't work. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below, let me know what you think. I'm open. I'm really open, I promise. Guys, well, you guys have a good night. Bye! It's hot. Something that's... Yeah, do that. Okay. They'll pick the one that's best for